So here's another trippy fact. There was Bill Clinton's brother was busted in an FBI sting operation in a cheesy little hotel room, I think like in Florida, doing a drug buy. And he was caught on camera. And, it was like straight out of the movie Scarface, right? And Bill Clinton's brother was caught on camera saying, "Oh, yeah, my brother Bill, they call him Hoover because he likes his cocaine so much. He's like a vacuum."
What the fuck?
Yeah.
See, now that's what you don't. That's what you don't do if you want to keep, things in the hush and on the up and up.
But who even knows? Who even knows if Bill Clinton's own brother is still alive? If you know what I mean. Wink, wink. He might have been suicided.
I mean, after saying something like that, he just might have been.
Either that, or he's doing some really good blow with Jeffrey Epstein.
And it just reminds me of that one scene, the opening scene of Pineapple Express, where he's smoking a joint and they're underground doing like a freaking co-op mission, like underground, with the military, and they see what it's doing to him. Then he goes, "Illegal." That's exactly why it is illegal, because of that eye opener, that third eye, or first eye, should I say, connection that you get when you're on it, and along with psychedelics. Absolutely.
Straight up, man. I had an epiphany sitting on top of a mountain one time. I'm like, man, there's no difference between me and that blade of grass right there.
Facts. I'm appreciating. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. And ever since, I've just I've had a different attitude about everything. I'll pick up a little spider and throw it out the window instead of killing it, that kind of stuff.
I tend to do that as well. Shout out to you for that, because I'm also a person who likes to do that. I don't like to kill them.
Yeah, because I don't know what I don't know what that creature's reality is. They could be tripping balls right now, and that could be the worst trip of their life if I was to be that asshole, right? So I want them to have a good trip.
Yeah, don't be the reason someone's tripping in a fight. It's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Always help somebody.
I mean, I'm gonna head out. Y'all stay easy, stay breezy, stay clean of crack. You know what's up? Woozy boozy out.
Woozy boozy, thanks for swinging through, man. But just say no. Just say no. Put the crack down. Try to stick with something a little more herbal.
Don't do crack, bro. Don't do crack.
Stick with something natural. Yep.
Yeah. Like apples.
Apples and tea.
Don't smoke the apples.
Yeah.
Eat them.
That's right. I mean, I've used an apple as a pipe and then eaten it.
Yeah, you can smoke with an apple, but don't smoke crack with the apple. Smoke weed.
No, don't. No. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't even think you can smoke crack with an apple. Please don't try.
Please don't try. Do not try this at home, kids.
Yeah, don't
Skidum.
I've seen the man. I've seen him. He's outside. He always be looking right up my motherfucking street, and it pisses me off. I hope everybody's having fun tonight. Worm C is in the house. And guess what? He's bringing you those super sexy sounds from the streets of stereo. Oh, yeah. Coming back right now. Here it is. Earth Angel. Earth Angel. Earth Angel. Won't you be mine? My darling dear. Love you all the time. Oh, this just in. The man is still outside.
Nailed it. The little 50s doo-wop Earth Angel action in there. Decker 190, this is Fuzz. We are still outside. This is the man. It is affirmative. We still are outside.
Over.
I'm over here at the Piggly Wiggly, John. Did you say you needed backup? I'm getting some donuts. Over.
Lord, what the hell are you doing at the Piggly Wiggly? The light is on over here at the Krispy Kreme. I repeat, the light is on at the Krispy Kreme. Over.
Okay, the eagle has landed.
I am on my way with the Krispy Kreme, jelly, and custard.
Make that a double. Double dozen. Over. Double dozen.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay, swinging by the In-N-Out for a double on the way. Roger that.
Ted, I'm reporting a 413. That is a change in title. I repeat, a 413 change in title. Over.
And 413, roger that. 3 singles, no double. Got it.
Roger that. Over.
Would you like a chocolate shake, Johnny?
No, I like a vanilla strawberry shake. Make it, lactose free. The skim milk if they got it. Over.
With the triple cream on top. Absolutely. On the way, Chief.
Double up on the truffle cream. Yeah, you can say that. Double up on the truffle cream. Over.
That's a quadruple triple. Affirmative with the quadruple triple.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Now
we've thoroughly
now that we've thoroughly offended every law officer within 150 miles of every donut shop nationwide.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Now that we've thoroughly ticked off the boys in blue, we can continue with this podcast and asking you guys what drugs are socially acceptable.
Yeah, that's right. And why? As far as the men with the blue balls, I mean, the men in blue go.
That's funny. The men in blue don't have balls.
the noited, the canoided ones.
Zoinks!
My ex was on cocaine for like years, and I didn't even know it. Like, how does that happen?
Damn.
Because it was like, to me, it's like a silent drug. Also, like, you don't know when people. It's just like pills. So you don't know when people's using. You don't know when people's, snorting cocaine, because I didn't see any other signs. So.
Well, that's because he was a high functioning, good cocaine user. Powder user.
A high functioning cocaine achiever. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's a true sign of addiction. When the people are close to them don't even see it, right? Like, man, people get good at playing a part.
Or he was just, efficient. Because, there is a case of this, she's a forensic scientist. She worked there were actually 2 of them. They worked in drug labs for police departments in Boston. The one, she was doing meth for the better part of 10 years, meth and cocaine. Actually, the test, the lab, the lab test, what do you call it?
23andMe?
The lab test samples, like their base.
Oh, there you go.
Like what they base cocaine off of, they had liquid cocaine and liquid meth in the lab. Like what they base the shit that gets brought in for prosecution, like evidence testing. She was doing that, like dabbing her tongue,
Lord.
like doing she got this bowl of like smoking meth in her at her station. I was like, how do you not get caught?
That's
How
insane.
Low is your social because she wasn't in there alone. There were times when she was alone, but you worked with other people in this lab. How did no one smell the meth smoke? No one seen the cloud of drugs above your head, noticed that the tests were getting low. Like, you was that efficient that for 12 years you fooled your entire department into thinking that you weren't doing drugs. Because I don't care how efficient you are. If you do meth for 12 years, that's going to do something to you physically. You don't notice that change. And
there's going to be a change.
You got the same job. You got the same job working with the same people, and you telling me no one knew that you was doing drugs for 12 years. How did you pull that off?
Yeah, except for the supervisor who he was doing drugs with. Right?
Nah, no one.
Wow, that's
she was
wild.
doing drugs by herself. No one knew she was doing drugs for the better part of 12 years.
That's
and she
amazing.
was like, and the thing is, she started stealing from evidence and falsifying evidence. Like,
wait, now what city was this?
It was in Massachusetts. I want to say it was close to Boston.
Because in San Francisco, the evidence chick got busted for the same thing, stealing coke from the evidence room.
Well, see, and that's the thing. They started cracking down after it happened in Massachusetts. It was near Boston.
Wow.
I forget that name. It's not Amherst. Is it?
So same. No, that could be. I think that's a hospital in Boston, Amherst, or maybe even a college.
Amherst College, is that in Boston?
I think so.
Like, someone let me know if Amherst is in Boston, because if that is the name of the place that I'm thinking of, because it's right next to Boston in Massachusetts. It's like the sister city or the brother city or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, she worked for the goddamn the crime lab out there as a tester, and for years she was stealing from evidence. She was fucking doing what she stole just to support her habit. And lying about it for years. Like, thousands of cases had to be reviewed because she was the one who officiated the results for those tests.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like people went to jail. Like, thousands of people went to jail behind these women because of what they were doing in the crime lab. Like, because like the crime labs are like surprisingly unregulated. There's no one monitoring them. They're just in there and expected to do their job. And what people don't even know is that if you're brought up on a charge, you can actually question the credibility of the person who runs the test on the drugs that they say you had.
Right, because in a case like that, or the one in San Francisco, then all the cases under that person's jurisdiction become suspect, right?
Yeah, it's your legal right to know that, to question the honor and integrity of the person who's running that test, because they're not monitored. So you can have, like, you can say, hey, you can tell your lawyer, public defender, or whatever, like, yo, I want them, like, I'm putting them in question. I want everything they do to be, like, put under a magnifying glass. Because if they fucking up, I don't want them, you feel me? Because if you are innocent and you got someone like that, like, doing your evidence, you could get a guilty plea. And, like, it took years for some of this stuff to get overturned, even though these women were brought up and it was found out that they were falsifying claims. It was still very hard, because the DA actually tried to sweep the whole incident under the rug and said it was only 2 cases. There were thousands of cases involved, but the DA persisted for like the better part of the first 2 years of this whole scandal. No, it's only 2 cases. We believe it's only stemming from these 2 cases. When they found and showed evidence that it was like over, like, I think it was like 6, 7. It was a lot. Oh, like literally close to 6,000, 7,000, maybe 10,000 cases.
Crazy,
like,
crazy,
whoa.
Crazy.
I was like, this is insane. Like, how do you manage to get away with this for this long with no ramification? Like, that's wild. Oh shit, yeah. we got messages stacking up. I'm talking too much. Let me get back to these messages.
Just say no. Just say no to what? I am so not saying no. I'm not saying no to Jesus or joints. Or a good peck every once in a while. But anyway, so yeah. And another thing is, hey, Infinite.
What's up?
I just stumbled into
great.
this.
And another thing
and
is,
if the man isn't an issue in 2021, when the man stops becoming an issue, there's problems. I'm just gonna say that right out front and solve you guys a little bit of problem. I'm just looking.
Yep, agreed. Yeah.
Hey, you said crack, like butt crack, or crack in a pipe. Never mind, my bad. Sorry, I'm high.
Sometimes they happen together.
Oh, not together. keep your butt crack together. Stay away from
cracking the sidewalk with the butt crack and the crack cocaine. There's a trifecta of crackage.
And don't put crack in your crack because that's terrible.
That's right. Crack is whack.
Yeah, and don't belong in your crack.
I want my dick sucked so bad.
Well,
Hey, Infinite. Hey, and another thing.
Hey,
what are you guys over here talking about? What drugs are socially acceptable? The ones you're prescribed?
The ones your senator does.
That was so PC. That was really PC, Brianna. The ones you prescribed. Boulder Dash.
Yep.
That's all I can say to that. Boulder Dash.
Hey, Infinite. Hey, and another thing. How you doing?
Hello.
What's good, Exotic? How you doing, girl?
How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Forever.
420 forever. Is that what we said?
Somewhere. I mean, like if you had a jet that could fly at the right speed, it could probably be 420 forever. Until you ran out of fuel.
Let's see. What drugs are socially acceptable? I mean, I don't do this, but if somebody around me is smoking ganja, I don't mind. You know, I'll be drinking my wine. Period.
Right? Because if you don't like my fire, then don't come around. Because I'm gonna burn one down. Yes, I'm gonna burn one down.
Nice. Ooh, very nice.
Puff pass, everybody.
Puff,
it's legal here in
pass.
California. Fully legal here in California.
That's fast. Yes, it is.
Thank God for that. Ooh, we got one more person, two more people at the door. Who could it be now? Who could it be now?
Yeah, man, fuck the Clintons. That's all I gotta say. Fuck them Clintons. You know, as I'm getting older and I'm an American, I'm starting to realize the fuck shit. And the fuck shit has evidence. I'm like, oh my god.
The fuck shittery.
You know, the whole drug game was brought to connect with the divide. You know, it's funny how they call it a connect, but it's meant to divide us. That's funny. But, yeah, they always push for the divide. In any way, the divide is the divide. Whether it be racism or hate crimes or anything. The man and woman, male or female, gender identity, it's always about the divide.
Straight up. The divisions are pushed, exactly. Like, you know. Which team do you root for? Ooh, you're the opponent. You're the enemy. Because you root for the Dodgers and I root for the Niners or Giants, whatever. Messing up my leagues and teams. But right, I mean, it's so it's so deeply ingrained in our culture and our society to have that like other than the enemy, right?
That's true.
You know, rivals and like in school sports even, like you shouldn't think of it like a rivalry, but it's like, oh, that school's our rival, right? So you want to kick the shit out of them, right? Instead of just like, let's see if we can do better than we did last time, you know? You know, you can still push yourself just as hard, but it's about mindset, right? Somebody else doesn't have to lose for you to do better than you did last time. Right?
Exactly. Give me 1 second. I'm over here just working with this tablet.
Yeah, no, you're good. But it's that like scarcity mindset, right? That all of us can't win, so somebody has to lose. Bullshit. Everybody can win. Just can't all do the same thing. Right?
Right.
It's like being attracted to women, or if you're a woman, to men, right? Thank God we're not all attracted to the same thing, because then there'd be a huge line for that person, and everybody else would be lonely, you know. So
Exactly.
thank God,
That's exactly
thank
right.
God it doesn't operate like that.
That's a big fact.
Here, I'll hit a bubble here.
Please.
We got exotic queen. What's going on?
Sound like he over there smoking that ganja.
All right. You are not alone, exotic queen. You are not alone. Juan. I wonder if this is the Juan that I know.
Hey, what's up with it, Infinity, man? What's up with it, thing?
What's
You know
up?
what I'm saying? I don't know what drugs are socially acceptable, but I feel like weed is off top, you know what I'm saying? And maybe a few other things that I won't mention due to share opinionated thoughts. But drugs make me feel, they make me feel so good. It's so good, oh yeah, so good. Zeddy Bird done tapped in on y'all stream.
Thanks for swinging through,
lit.
man.
Yeah,
Thank
shout
you.
out for that, bro. That was lit.
Definitely. Oh, this is a great name. Savage Capone. I like that name.
What drugs are socially acceptable? Let me introduce myself. It's your boy Savage Capone, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Drugs that are socially acceptable would be the drugs that are socially acceptable around the social circles that you accept. Y'all get where I'm going with that?
Yep.
For
Depends
me,
who you run with.
the crowd that I hang out with, weed, alcohol, shrooms, acid, LSD, LSA, MDMA. You know what I'm saying? The ones that, transcend your mind, so to speak.
Okay.
Yep. That's where kind of Savage Capone. That's kind of where the conversation started. Is we were talking about, how there's such harsh penalties for some drugs and not as big for others, and it's kind of crazy like that, how that works, right? So then it kind of, spun off into some of them are actually, condoned almost,
Exactly. So this is where it's led us. This is where it's led us right here. This is what we're on. What
this very moment.
What does school really teach you? Like,
right?
Because honestly, what I learned from school, one major thing I learned from school was to that it was fucking pointless. I didn't use none of that shit for real. Everything important I learned after I got out of school.
Yeah. Basically, you learn how to follow directions.
And I don't do that well. I didn't learn that shit.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, I always got in trouble. Doesn't follow directions. Speaks out of turn. Talks during class. Sorry, I like to make people laugh.
It wasn't even that. I was bored. Everything.
Yeah, me too.
I knew the entire class was boring because I had already learned this shit. I was always the kid who was like, I would go to sleep in class and I didn't want to be bothered. And I told teachers I wasn't doing the homework. I was rebellious.
Yep.
But I passed all my tests.
Me too. They hated that.
It was, that really bothered them because it was like conundrum. It was like, this shit's boring, bro.
That's so funny, dude. I was the same way. I would never do my homework. I would show up to class without a book, without a pen, without a paper. I'd have to borrow a pencil and paper from people to even take notes, to pretend like I was, paying attention. But then I would just leave my notes and get back to pencil and be like, whatever, done.
Yeah.
But I would always pass the tests, and the teachers hated that because they always wanted to so funny.
Like my
I
teachers
didn't follow
didn't actually.
directions.
Yeah, my teachers didn't start liking me until I started doing academic decathlon. The moment I got into academic decathlon, that's when I really started to get a recognition from my teachers that, oh, okay, he actually can do work. It's like, yeah, I just felt the need, like, because I have ADHD, so, and now that I'm so happy I actually understand what this is now. It's like, I wasn't stimulated by the stuff I was learning in class. The shit was boring and shit. But when I got into academic decathlon, I'm learning about, like the first year I got into academic decathlon, it was the year we studied the French Revolution. And learning about Napoleon Bonaparte and the fact that I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when that song is about Napoleon Bonaparte and the fall he felt during the French Revolution. That song is literally it's kind of like a mini biography of his life.
That's awesome.
Here,
I didn't know that.
the bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing, and there was actually a concerto that, because I studied everything from the music, the science, everything from back then, like Louis
nice.
13, the whole Marie Antoinette and the whole let them eat cake thing. That's one of the most pompous and arrogant things that has ever been said to a group of disenfranchised, impoverished people in the history of mankind. Ever. She's such a she was a bitch for that. Such a bitch.
Nancy Pelosi came close recently when she did a daytime talk show, and it was in the peak of the COVID, when everybody's laid off, businesses are shut down, and she's doing a talk show, and she decides to talk about chocolate ice cream and how she loves chocolate ice cream. And she starts showing off her ice cream collection. She has 2 refrigerators, and people did research afterwards and shredded her. They're like, each one of those refrigerators cost $12,000. So here she is during the COVID talking. Most people are hurting, wondering if they're going to get a stimulus check. She doesn't approve the stimulus check, and she's eating ice cream that makes like Ben and Jerry's look cheap. Like, I didn't even notice any of the names. It was all like Laura's and stuff like that. Like, stuff must be like $10 a pint.
Well, that's because the people who vote and dictate these bills are so far removed from the people whose lives they're actually affecting. It's ridiculous. Totally. When your net worth is 6 figures or more, you have no idea what it's like to wonder where your next meal is coming from.
Right? And this is how gross it was, dude. She's like, she doesn't even do her own shopping, right? She's like, oh, we just had it filled. Like, she's showing her ice cream collection. She's like, we just had it filled. Like, oh. So while it was that whole let them eat cake thing, while the rest of the world's starving, the rest of your country is starving, your leaders are eating high-end gourmet ice cream out of their top-of-the-line double refrigerators.
Yeah. Well, like, I remember watching the whole, back before the last 2 stimulus were released, back when they were still in the talks of doing the $600 payments, when that was still coming out. I remember, just following it and watching how she was just like, no, my interests aren't being met. Like, it wasn't even like, you don't even give a fuck about the people. It's the fact that you're losing bargaining power over over a group of people you don't even give a fuck about their opinions. Like, you're just losing a little bit of bargaining power for what you want for your interests that may keep you in position. And that's why you're halting what could save people's lives at this point. Because people were becoming destitute, losing their jobs, businesses shutting down left and right. And you're like, nah, we need more money for this. Like, the biggest thing that pissed me off about Nancy Pelosi doing the whole thing was the post office. The post office had, I believe, like a $14 billion surplus. And she was like, no, they need more money. They won't be able to handle these ballots unless they get more money. The post office themselves are like, no, we don't want more money. More money would actually slow us down. More money would fuck up our systems. We actually don't know what to do with all the money we already have. We have too much money. This is what the post office master general was saying. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, this bitch is the devil. I was so angry
close to it.
Pelosi. I was
I can't stand it.
Bitch, you don't understand what people are going through. Thus, you don't understand the urgency that people are literally waiting on bated breath for this little bit of money that you're like, nah, y'all don't need it. Y'all survive until we get this out. We need these issues done though. It's like, what the fuck?
Shout out to whoever has that music in the background playing. It fits well with the you guys are talking.
Thank you.
Yes, it
And,
does.
I try to keep the vibe going, keep it pleasant, in the background at least.
And another thing, infinite thought. So, what did school really teach you? School really taught me that infinite thought was smarter than my teacher.
Damn.
Nice.
That's how you do a mic drop, everyone.
Right?
Shout out
Exactly.
to
In case you were wondering.
Sloan.
In case you were wondering, that's how you do a mic drop.
Goddamn, I wasn't even ready for it.
Right?
Dave, I gotta say, for real, your subscription button is only $1. Everyone else's is like $15 a month. And honestly, that is more than a Planet Fitness subscription. Like, holy shit. Like, I gotta say props to you for having it $1. You give out good content.
Thanks, bro. And I made it as low as they would let me go. So they only would let me go that low. And I wasn't really down with having a subscription. I was more like down for doing like a thing where YouTube does, like where you could tip on the chats, But whatever, I'm working with what's happening, But thank you for the comment.
Hell yeah,
That was very nice. Appreciate it.
Oh, hey, is that cactus? Is cactus in here? Cactus in here? Had a cactus in here.
I have a public service announcement. It's called Cactus Lost All Their Followers, so go follow Cactus Traffic. Thank you.
That is an emergency announcement. I'm gonna need everybody who's in here who's listening to please go follow Cactus Traffic. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. Everybody, go follow Cactus.
All right, I'm on it.
Please, thank you.
School wasn't nothing but a place for parents to have for their kids to go, for them to.
Right?
I like where he was going with that, and I want you to please come back and finish that Savage Capone because I can feel where you're going with that.
Me too, but I don't want to say it for
I'm an aspiring teacher right now and hoping to not just teach my kids how to follow rules. And I'm curious, what do you wish that you learned in school? What do you think that teachers, especially like in high school, what do you think they need to teach us?
Thank you so much, first of all, for asking that question.
Yeah, what a great question. And thank you for being a teacher, because that's truly like giving your life, living in the trenches. Most important job ever.
Right, you are one of this country's greatest heroes, and people don't even give you the credit you deserve. And I mean that with all of my heart. I love all my teachers.
Teachers should be making $100,000 a year, man.
Seriously, teachers should be the first people with a six-figure salary. They're the ones who literally curate the future of this country.
I mean, dentists are okay, but like, how does a dentist become a dentist? By a teacher. Right?
But to answer your question, I don't want to get too far from your question. To answer your question, one major thing that I would have loved for my teachers throughout school, especially in high school, to do, I would have liked more of them to understand that not all of us will learn the same, and not all of us are going to learn at the same speed. Knowing what helps someone learn and how they like to learn is a huge part, in my opinion, of how you get someone to be willing and wanting to learn whatever you're trying to teach them.
Yeah, I totally agree. Teaching methods, right? because there's different methods of learning, so the teacher needs to acknowledge those and teach to those people in that way.
Yeah, because like if you know that certain students are auditory learners or visual learners, like it's like honestly, like one thing I would suggest is like structure your curriculum to where it caters to both, like not so heavily to one side, because like that way it kind of trains the students to know that these are both types of stimuli they have to experience and learn from, but it also teaches them that at the same time there is like there is a little bit of catering done to their learning experience.
Yeah,
that
totally.
Someone cares about how they learn. Meaning, someone cares about how they learn. But yeah, thank you so much for that question. I really enjoyed that one. And another thing.
Yep. Give me just a second.
Oh, okay. Play another message, hopefully.
Listen, we were at school for 8 or 9 hours. They couldn't teach us how to do our taxes. They couldn't teach us about credit. They barely touched on stocks. Okay? Civics and economics. Algebra. I don't need that for crap. Home and ec. Home and ec. Teach me how to walk around with a baby. And how to cook little simple dishes like scrambled eggs. I didn't need none of that. They should have taught us emotional intelligence. How to really navigate through life.
Facts. The thing is, most of the most important learning in high school came outside the classroom. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I've only ever dissected one fucking frog in my entire life. Only one. Never have I needed that information before after that experience. Didn't need the trauma of it during that experience, but definitely didn't need the information after. I need to know how to talk to girls to this fucking day. Learn that outside the classroom. Okay, yeah. Need to learn how to talk to a motherfucker who don't know, ain't got common sense to this day. Learn that outside the classroom. The Pythagorean theorem still don't mean shit to me. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I've been waiting for the day that fucking Pythagorean theorem means something to me. It still don't. Yo, you got some clicking going on in your background.
Sorry, I'm just walking out to my car real quick.
Oh, no problem.
For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter will call my name. That's when on this world, rule the world.
Hey, shout out Renee. Shout out. That's my shit. Oh, trying to get there. We go.
Not a damn thing. School has taught me about math, 2 + 2, 1 + 1, simple shit like that. But after, I think probably 8th grade, it was all self-taught. I started asking questions, what else to do when I get grown, when I gotta stop paying taxes and actually the shit that the government wants us to do and shit like that, so I could survive and stuff. But after that, after like 8th grade, it was just busy work. That's how they run school. School is just bullshit to me. I hate school, and I'm not in it now, but I even hate school because even the thought of it is getting me mad talking about it. But after a certain while, I have to just teach myself and find people who are like, who will teach themselves as well, and just connect with those type of people. School haven't taught me shit at all, but bullshit.
I can relate. You know, it's like you said, they don't cater to different styles, and that's a real problem.
No, they don't. They don't cater to different styles at all. There's really only one main teaching style, and that's to whatever standardized test is important at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
To contribute to your show, I'm sure school taught me many things. I may have not learned them all because I was high 90% of the time, but that doesn't mean anything, all right? The economy, huh? I didn't really learn anything in school. I'm sure they. Okay.
Well, they don't teach you the important shit on purpose. They don't teach you about the economy, about credit cards, how to balance a checkbook, right? Because the
Yeah, they
bankers
don't
run
teach you none of
everything.
that.
They want you to default on your credit card because then you pay the bank. They want you to bounce a check because then you pay the bank. And like it goes this deep. When Obama was going into office, Citibank sent him a letter with 21 names of people that they wanted in his administration. He gave all 21 people a job in his cabinet. So that's basically the bank telling the president who's going to be on your staff. That's crazy.
Right.
That's the level we're operating at.
Exactly. My bad. Had to
You're good,
fix
bro.
my audio. There we go. Let's get these messages run down a little bit.
You want me to hit them? What are you trying to deafen us?
No, hold on, because I want to add more to what I was saying. But as I was in high school, which there is a lot of schools that I noticed that is different from specifically the high school I went to. Because the high school I went to was just full of a lot of, there were definitely racist ass teachers, and they didn't know how to, speak to the type of kids that were in there. It was dominantly Hispanic and black kids in there, so they didn't know how to speak to kids. Plus, for kids like that, in the way we were, we needed a black man and woman to be there. There was only now is only one, and I hope he's holding on tight, cause I know my 12th grade year how I was in African American Culture Club and the shit they were trying not to get us to come together. It was just bad. Like it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. School, like, from what I can tell, in school, you only like the way it was from when I was in school. I went to a lot of private schools, but when I was in public school, you only mattered if you got good grades. If you didn't get good grades in public school, they treated you pretty like delinquency. Like it kind of modeled society. Whereas like if you don't get good marks in your job, or like if you don't get good marks in like society, you're trying to treat it like that, the flunky, like the D-list kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time. I was treated that way. Luckily, I did good in sports and everything, but I was totally that kid.
Hey. Hold up. Let me just do this real quick.
I'll grab one.
There we go.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That I'm sure, and I actually know there are teachers who do know exactly what to do and what to teach them, different styles of people and how they learn. But they're restricted by the system. They're not allowed to branch out of the curriculum a lot, So there are a lot of really good-hearted people that go into it, and they just can't do what they set out to do because there's a lot of red tape.
Yeah, so true. That's such a great point. Like, what a crazy world we live in when teachers have to chip in their own money to buy supplies. Like, that's nuts to me.
Yeah, that's wild. That is something that like teachers shouldn't be having to come out of pocket to buy school supplies, because like the school, like, and the thing is, the schools get paid grants. Like there's money that's donated to the schools. So how are the schools not able to pay teachers?
And the administrators make good money. Like,
yeah, the administrators make hand over fist. They make money.
So it's all bureaucracy, man. Like, here's a good example, bro. There's a college by me, Sonoma State University, and they have this music hall that they built, the green room, right? It's built by like a world-renowned sound designer, and they have high-end concerts there, from like classical to rock concerts and everything in between, right? But my point being, they were hiring for a general manager for the green room. So this is just the entertainment facility at the college. Guess what the salary was?
What?
$450,000 a year.
For the what? Wait, what the fuck?
Almost $500,000, dude. Are you kidding me? You can't tell. And then you look at the professors. The professors are probably making $100,000 to run a fucking music venue.
Oh my god!
Because it makes profit for the college, right?
That's fucking ridiculous.
That's fucking crazy town.
That is nuts.
$500,000 to run the music joint. Like what?
Oh well, dude. The thing is, like, you realize the prestige of colleges is all made up, right? All of it. The prestige of the idea that going to a certain college means that you went to a better school. The idea of prestige is all made up. It was made up by colleges so that they could charge more for admission to make them seem more exclusive. The word prestige is French for I believe it's French for deceit. So basically, like, colleges literally they're lying to you so you'll pay more, or lying to you saying that it's harder to get into them when it's really they go by the same scores as any other college.
Right. And then there was this scandal recently, right, where people got busted paying to get into colleges.
Well, it's like the thing is they were paying for side doors because the whole college admissions is always they've always had pay to go programs, basically, where you donate this much money and your kid's pretty much guaranteed to get into school. Mm-hmm. They don't put it in writing because that would be wrong. But when a wing of the school has your fucking last name, it's kind of hard to say no to your kid.
Right.
But what this dude was doing, it was called Operation Varsity Blues is what the FBI called it. This dude was creating side doors in which he was basically lying about the transcripts of these students, saying that they played sports they didn't play, had accolades that they didn't have, were better than they actually were, so they would get picked over other students. Mm-hmm. And he was charging these affluent parents money. Like famous people were actually involved in this scandal. Full House, what's his name's wife?
This was just this last year, right?
Yeah. What's his name's wife? Her daughter was actually embroidered in this scandal. She has her own makeup line, and she actually got embroidered in this scandal. And the thing is, her part actually kind of annoyed me because you don't even act like you like school, bitch. Like, why was your parents even involved in this?
Right. Exactly.
And not to call her a bitch or anything, but she really didn't act like she liked school at all. She was like, they showed a clip of.
She probably didn't.
A clip of her. No, like she really didn't, because they showed a clip of her like literally saying like how like her last day of school was like terrible, like when she was like couldn't wait to get out of high school, and then immediately like a following clip from the next day saying how glad she was and how grateful she was for school, even though she was tired of going and all of this shit. And I believe it was because her parents had just told her, "Yo, we just paid like $30,000 or $50,000 to get you guaranteed access into this fucking school. You better start liking school on Instagram."
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is that she's like one of those where the parents wanted her to have a piece of paper from a certain college, no matter what she wanted.
Right. Because it was USC actually. It was the University of Southern California is where she got accepted to, quote unquote. And the thing is, driving, even like driving by USC all the time, it's like, I don't get the big deal. I mean, it's a nice school and all, but I don't get the big deal.
It's not that big of a deal, really. It's not like a Harvard or anything like that.
Yeah, like some, like because I have gotten in trouble so many. No, not in trouble, but I've questioned teachers so many times, and the reason why things could be was because of the state law, stuff like that. The reason why now you gotta wear uniforms, where we was the only public school in the city where I'm from that wore uniforms, and the school was like a damn prison. They had alarms and shit like that.
Oh,
they just didn't know how to run the school. It got out of control.
Damn.
Can't think what else I want to say.
We're gonna run through a few more of these messages, but I'm sticking a note in that. I'm gonna write that down so we can address it in a little bit.
Yeah, and it just reminds me of like the school to prison
taught me to
pipeline.
be who I am instead of who I am not. That is for sure.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Salon.
I'm thinking he was talking about college.
But she's speaking number pure facts. Because 12th grade year, I got into that. But my 12th grade year was cut short because of COVID-19. Missed out prom, missed out senior trip, missed out a lot of goddamn things. So shit, kudos to that. And they started teaching us that shit 12th grade year, and I didn't get to get into that because one year I think I need type of learner I need more than that. I need more than that 1 year and that little bit of time. And plus the classroom I was in, they didn't want to fucking learn anyway. Like they just talk their ass off all the damn time. I sometimes put my head down and just trying to get the work done, trying to just get out of here. They always saying, well, you gotta go to school anyway so you can get out of there. But I was just trying to grind so I can get out of there and not go and just work for something,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel you. Bro, I think it should be more at your own pace,
Oh yeah. The thing about school is, had I known in high school that I could drop out and become an entrepreneur and then end up being a billionaire having never finished high school or college, I definitely would have. Without a second thought.
But imagine if they just structured it different. So imagine if they taught like how to start a business, how to, how to write a song, how to write a jingle. Imagine if they taught us that kind of shit. No,
they never will. That's not what school is for. The thing is, the reason why I asked the question, what school really teaches you, and this is what school is for. School was made for men coming back from the wars. They needed men who knew how to run these factories. These men couldn't read, they couldn't write. They'd only been taught to hold a gun and shoot. So when they came back, they needed to know basic reading, writing, and arithmetic so they could work in these factories so they could keep the economy of the country going. They were taught that's why schools are set up from an 8-hour standpoint. That's why they're set to a bell. That's why you have a lunch break. That's why there are certain subjects set up the way they are. That's why there's one person that you answer to and then a higher person who they answer to. It's all set up for the work system.
Yep.
School is not set up for the modern person who wants to be an entrepreneur, because school does not teach you how to start a business. It teaches you how to work for one. It teaches you how to obey in one.
That's exactly true.
School is a training facility for workers, is what it is.
Yeah, it's something you just got to get through.
The thing is, if you really want to own a business, your best bet is to drop out of high school. But you have to have the idea that you're going to go into business and already have a business mind. Like I've had a paper route since I was 6 years old. Like I always knew I'm gonna make money. So like school didn't deter me. That's why I flunked a lot of classes outside of like taking tests. Like homework, I always got an F on homework because I never did it. I'm not taking this shit home. I got better things to do.
Yep. And I don't think you should have homework. You should be taught shit while you're at school.
Because the thing about homework, you don't take your work home with you unless unless you work in the corporate field. The whole homework thing is for when you work in the corporate field and you got to take home like assignments and like case studies and shit like that. But like motherfuckers if you work at McDonald's, the closest thing to taking your work home with you is a Big Mac and some fries. Right. And you ain't studying that, you eating it. You feel me?
It.
So like the whole idea of homework was stupid to me from the beginning. Like, why do I need this? It's just a waste of my time. You trying to remind.
And we should value that time that the family spends together. That should be like the most valuable thing. But there's a reason they don't. You know, it's all part of a. It's all part of a design. You know, in a divine plan. Not so divine, but definitely a plan. You know, keep us stupid workers, keep us arguing and fighting amongst ourselves.
That's why.
It's not impossible to break out. It's not impossible to break out and become an entrepreneur, but they're sure as hell not going to spoon feed you how you do that. You got to be hungry and you got to find it and find that shit on YouTube or wherever, you know?
Well, the thing is, the secret of the rich is that there is no secret for real. It's easy to gain the knowledge. The thing is, they won't tell you the curated knowledge on how to get there. You got to weed through everything yourself. Very few wealthy people want you to know how to be wealthy, because I mean, it's if you knew the tools, everyone would do it, right? But the thing about that is, not everyone would do it. Not everybody wants to be rich. Not everybody wants to be wealthy.
And not everybody wants to work 12, 14 hours a day, you know?
Yeah, like, because that's what I mean by when I say not everybody wants to be rich, not everybody wants to be wealthy, not everybody wants to put in the work and put in and actually stick to it, give it the dedication, the persistence, the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to reach that level and maintain it. A lot of people just want to wake up with a lottery ticket in their hand and be like, "Ooh, I got millions now! Woo!" That's the thing is, that's the reason why most people who win the lottery lose it just as fast as they won it. Because one, you don't value it the same because it took you nothing to get to it. Two, you don't have the understanding of the value of it because it took you nothing to get it. So you don't take the time to know what it is that you have. So you end up fucking it off doing this shit that you had when you had $20 in your pocket. Now that you got 20 million in your pocket. I mean, 20 million is $20 if you still got a $20 mindset.
Right. And I think that you nailed exactly why a lot of super, super rich people give away all their money and don't make their kids super wealthy because they don't want to create that person that doesn't have to do anything but is just filthy rich.
Listen, I believe the rich started taking a critical look at their kids when the one kid got away with murder on the grounds of affluence. Do you remember that kid who got away on affluence, which is the idea that he was so wealthy he didn't understand the concept of right and wrong.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah,
people. What the, how wealthy do you have to be where morality is just, it's beneath your pay grade?
That's pretty wealthy. I'm just gonna say
that's basically what his defense was. Like, I'm so rich, I don't give a fuck about I don't give a fuck about rules. Like he literally bought a get out of jail free card.
Yeah. Wrong. My daddy owns the police.
And that's how some of these people are.
Yep.
And that's not to say that all rich people are bad or to say that money is bad. It's just like some people understand the power that money exudes and take full advantage of it. Is that morally right? No. But I mean, it's all a matter of perception at that point.
That's the truth.
Actually, I have used the Pythagorean theorem. You haven't? I'm so surprised. This one time I was trying to shove a triangle into my asshole and I had to figure out, where's the hypotenuse?
You know what? Well, you know what?
The hypotenuse. Okay.
I find it so acute how you're being obtuse. I like the apples.
Obtuse. Touche. Nice comeback.
Infinite thoughts. I hear you, man. I need to talk to girls a little bit better. I'm 23 and I'm still a virgin, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Most of my friends regret having sex earlier than 18,
Listen, let me tell you, according to what I've been hearing lately from the OGs, the less you have sex, the longer you live. This dude was like 87. He looked like he was 30. He was like, yeah, I stopped having one night stands. Stop doing that shit. Yeah, the save your seed. Like what dudes don't realize, like little side tangent. Dudes, every time we bust, we give away energy and like a whole lot of minerals and nutrients from our own body. It's why we go to sleep first every trip.
Truth.
Truth. Like, do you know how much energy it exudes to fuck a girl to sleep and then go to sleep? You're damn near killing yourself when you do that. Stop that shit. She's supposed to go to sleep after you. You're supposed to go to sleep first. Because you didn't just given up at least a year and a half of your life, you know, doing the deed.
And yeah, and it's wild. That's what Kundalini yoga is all about, is trying to, so harness so you don't ejaculate, and in tantric sex and Kundalini yoga, so you keep that, but you still experience orgasm without ejaculating.
Yeah, keep that Kundalini energy within you. Master yourself, man. Keep your crown. Stay strong. And this is nothing against the ladies, because y'all are wonderful queens. And we love y'all. Y'all beautiful. We need y'all. Y'all sexy. I love them curves. I'm not driving nothing. We're straight. You understand what I'm saying? Now. You feel me? Like, but I'm saying, we got to make sure you give away that energy to the one that deserves it. Or to the ones that deserve it.
That gives that energy back, right? Because then you get the right person, then it's reciprocal.
Exactly. When you give away that energy, make sure that someone is willing to fill you back up. That's why I say no one night stands. You ain't never gonna get that refill from a one night stand. You just gave her all your good shit, and now she waking up the next morning, got a pep in her step, then went to work, did her thing, and you over here with the shit that was some good pussy with. That's not the shit that was some good pussy with. That's the damn nigga. You done gave away 10% lip. You gave away 10% with no return. What type of business move is that?
Horrible move.
Bad dick investment. Quit making bad dick investments.
That's right.
Giving 10% with no return. What type of net value is that?
Infinite thought, giving away free financial advice right here.
You feel me? This is for your dick finances. This is for your dick finances.
And that's where we spend most of our money. So let's, come on, let's be real.
You feel me?
Right.
How much money are you wasting on money, energy, minerals, vitamins? Are you wasting on one night stands? You feel me? Stop wasting that Kundalini energy and them drinks. Them $12 martinis expensive as fuck. Stop it. She got a bit. She drink more than you. She'll drink you under the table. You over here wasting your pockets. Stop that. You're stupid.
Yeah.